What we have here is the Switch 2. Let me just go ahead and clear my history. So we're working from scratch. All right, we got Cyberpunk 2077 running on the PS4 at 22 FPS because Digital Foundry seemed to show a lot of places where the Switch 2 was actually outperforming the PS4, but with worse graphics and at a lower native resolution. Of course, Digital Foundry has actually kind of said that it is rendering at a higher resolution than 720p, but I actually do not believe them, and you'll probably figure this out why I don't believe that. First, we're going to lock to 30 FPS, which the Switch 2 also doesn't do. But if we do this calculation here, we're going to go ahead and divide by this, and we have 14%. Wow, 14.5% to the better. That's PS4 compared to Switch 2. But what about if we look at Switch 2 performance? Allegedly, Digital Foundry says that's 1007 megahertz, and there's 1536 streaming pipeline processors in the NVIDIA T239, I'm pretty sure. So what we're looking for is actually there's 12 SMs, flow 32, and allegedly 4 tensor cores, and then 2 operations per core. And this is how you get this 3.09 teraflops. Alternatively, we could have just done 1536, and there you go, right? That's how you get that, because it's the same number. All that stuff that I put in here, 12 times 32, whoops, times 4, same deal. Thing is, this is 16-bit integer performance more than likely, and we'll look at why. All right, so the PS4, right, base PS4, 800 megahertz according to Wikipedia, 100, well, it's 1052 streaming pipeline processors, and then there's 2 streams per core. That's how you end up with that, right? Well, it's 18 CUs times 64. But this is float 32 performance, whereas with Switch 2, this is 16-bit integer performance. And when we look at that, we have 67% better performance on Switch 2. But we're not seeing this in-game. How are we not seeing 67% better performance? Well, again, if we just go and do this calculation here, and bam, there you go. Look what happens when we do this. 19%. Huh, that's interesting. PS4, 19% better. What did we see earlier? PS4, 14% better. That's within the capabilities of the PlayStation 4. So if we were to just add a couple more frames, then what happens? We end up with this, and it's just a little bit too high, which is why we don't see the PS4 performing so well in Cyberpunk 2077 in those benchmarks that Digital Foundry did. Makes you wonder. But Cyberpunk looks even worse in handheld mode, so yeah, I think that's everything, man. It's just Switch 2 is weak.